Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Wondering what it takes to amass a fortune? In Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki tells the story of his two fathers. One had a doctorate, while the other had only completed 8th grade. Despite the fact that neither of them had a substantial amount of money, Rich Dad was well on his way to becoming one of the wealthiest men in Hawaii. If you were born into poverty, you can still utilize Kiyosaki's teachings to become wealthy. The first lesson is that the wealthy don't work for money, they make money work for them. He makes the same amount of money as John, but Ben spends most of his time looking for assets to add to his collection. John trades his time for money, while Ben gets his money from assets. Let's take a look at John, who spends every hour of every day working for money. He's really mad at life and can't understand why he can't get ahead. The affluent don't sell their time for a profit. Rather, they amass assets that generate income automatically. A proverb that has always stuck with me goes something like this: life doesn't talk to you, it just pushes you around. Wake up and realize that fear and greed are the two emotions that rule people's life if you want to amass fortune. Fear and desire, if not properly handled, can lead you into life's greatest trap. I've heard many individuals say they don't care about money, but they still work 8 hours a day to try to increase their bank account. The second lesson from the book is called financial literacy. If you want to get rich, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. Intelligence solves problems and produces money, but money without intelligence is money soon gone. Did you know that rich people acquire assets, while the poor in the middle class acquire liabilities that they think are assets to become wealthy? You must understand the difference between a liability and an asset. All you have to remember is that assets put money into your pocket and liabilities take money out of it. This is one of the only rules you'll ever need to know if you want to become rich. A lack of financial knowledge is a number one reason why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. The third lesson from the book is mind your own business. To sum this principle up, the book is telling you that the rich focus on their assets, while everyone else focuses on their income statements. To follow this principle, you need to build and maintain a strong group of assets. An asset might be a piece of real estate, a website, or anything that produces positive cash flow for you every single month. The influence of companies is the book's fourth lesson. As a business owner, you should seriously consider forming a corporation if you're making a respectable amount of money. According to the book, in order to increase your financial IQ, which is a combination of your knowledge in various broad subjects, you should focus on accounting. This will help you take advantage of legal tax loopholes and better manage your money. Accounting is all about numbers and numbers. Investing is about making money via the power of supply and demand. Knowing your way around the law is about maximizing your personal wealth through tax regulations. And finally, understanding markets is about reading and interpreting numbers. It happened again. A corporation is a major legal tax loophole that the wealthy use to make and keep more of their money. Your financial IQ is the sum of all these skills and talents. The fifth lesson is that the rich invent money. To summarize, the rich see opportunities to invent money. Remember that you can't see great opportunities with your eyes, but with your mind. Your mind is your single most powerful asset, and if trained properly, it can create enormous wealth for you. Another important point is that in the real world, it's not the smart who get ahead, but the bold. This means that those who aren't as smart as others often make the most financial progress, even if they aren't as smart as others. Rich individuals work to learn, not to secure their jobs, according to the sixth lesson of the book, which states, work to learn, not to earn money. If you aspire to amass great wealth, it is wise to demonstrate a basic understanding of numerous subjects. You can't get rich by focusing exclusively on your job. Now we come to the seventh lesson, which is overcoming difficulties. Managing fear is the main differentiator between the wealthy and the poor. Despite having a high financial IQ, there are still some significant hurdles that will prevent you from getting wealthy. A lack of optimism, indolence, negativity, and haughtiness. A lot of individuals lose because they're terrified of failing. Many people find cynicism to be a significant barrier because it is similar to self-doubt. Another challenge that we all face is our tendency to be lazy. The effects of engaging in unhealthy habits, such as excessive television viewing and weekend alcohol use, are comparable. Arrogance stands as the last hurdle that every individual must overcome. Take a look at the 10 steps to unleash your financial genius. Robert Kiyosaki once remarked, "Every time I've been arrogant, I've lost money because I believed that what I didn't know wasn't important." So, let's not allow arrogance take our money. Step number 1. The power of the spirit is a reason that is stronger than reality. A reason or a purpose is a combination of wants and don't wants. When people ask me what my reason for wanting to be rich is, I tell them that it is a combination of deep emotional wants and don't wants. You might not want to work for the man your whole life or not be in charge of your time. Wants could be being able to go wherever you want or being able to go to all of your kids' sports games. If you don't have strong reasons, all the other steps will seem like too much work and you'll give up. Sometimes it's hard to get rich because it takes a lot of hard work and focus over a long time. A deeper why is needed for most people to be able to stick to this kind of resolve and not give up. Step number 2. Make daily choices, the power of choice. A choice we make every day is what we do with our time, our money, and what we put into our heads. That is the power of choice. I just choose to be rich, and I make that choice every day. You need to make daily choices to keep you on track. This isn't only true with money. It's valid for anything you want to accomplish in life in any area. I've talked before how even small progress each day over a long period of time can add up to great success. As an example, one small choice could be getting up early each day to make sure you get time to work on the priorities in your life. Second, the power of choice also ties in with point 1 above. As I said, becoming wealthy can be a long and draining process. Each day you need to choose to make progress in some area. As you do, those small choices add up and one day you'll wake up wealthy. Step number 3. Choose friends carefully, the power of association. The reason you want to have rich friends is because that is where the money is made. It's made on information. You want to hear about the next boom, get in, and get out before the next bust. I'm not saying to do it illegally, but the sooner you know, the better your chances are for profits with minimal risk. That is what friends are for, and that is financial intelligence. Money is a common topic of conversation, thought, and action among the wealthy. They are well connected in ways that increase their financial gain. The rich keep getting richer for this and other reasons. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, goes another old adage. You should therefore associate with the well-off if your goal is to amass wealth, correct? However, I do have a question. If you aren't rich, why would the rich want to hang out with you? Step number 4. Master a formula and then learn a new one. The power of learning quickly. In today's fast-changing world, it's not so much what you know anymore that counts, because often what you know is old. It is how fast you learn. That skill is priceless. The first is that we value development and learning above all else. Not only will it help your career, but it will also help your bank account. Step number 5, pay yourself first, the power of self-discipline. If you cannot get control of yourself, do not try to get rich. I would venture to say that personal self-discipline is the number 1 delineating factor between the rich, the poor, and the middle class. Self-discipline is one of the most important traits you need to become financially independent. Not having it makes it hard to learn the important skills we listed above, which means you'll never make any money. That's kind of Kiyosaki's point. Self-discipline is hard, though, so most people don't want to be it. This is how I wrote about it in Personal Finance is common sense. The main reason people don't use the ideas is that it's hard to do so. These people would rather put ideas down as common sense, avoid painful implementation, do nothing and get nothing than be disciplined, patient, and persistent, and actually do something. They don't get rich, and shouldn't even try, because they can't handle themselves. Step number 6, pay your brokers well, the power of good advice. When I pay a broker, it is tiny in comparison with what kind of money I can make because of the information they provide. I love it when my real estate broker or stockbroker makes a lot of money because that usually means I made a lot of money. What I find funny is that so many poor and middle-class people insist on tipping restaurant help 15 to 20%, even for bad service, but complain about paying a broker 3 to 7%. You need to hire people who can help you. If they do, it doesn't matter how much money they make as long as they're happy. A good worker should save you time and slash your money, which is value above and beyond their fee. Should you do it yourself or get someone else to do it, if they don't? Step number 7. Be an Indian giver, the power of getting something for nothing. The sophisticated investor's first question is, how fast do I get my money back? They also want to know what they get for free, also called a piece of the action. You buy 1,000 shares of a stock for $2 each, $2,000 total. The stock runs up to $4 a share. You sell 500 shares for $4 each, $2,000 total. You now have your money back plus 500 shares of stock. You're playing with the house's money. Kiyosaki says that every investment he makes must have a gain or something for free, as well as little or no danger. He gets his money back quickly and gets the 500 shares pretty much for free in this case. Step number 8. Use assets to buy luxuries, the power of focus. If a person cannot master the power of self-discipline, it is best not to try to get rich. I say this because, although the process of developing cash flow from an asset column is easy in theory, what's hard is the mental fortitude to direct money to the correct use. His wife wanted a fancy, expensive car. If she had bought it, she would have put the money in the expense box. Instead, she invested it in something that would earn her money. She worked on that asset for a few years, making it bigger and better until it made enough money to pay for the car. After that, she bought it. This is why working hard and being disciplined. Think about how hard it is for most people to wait to buy something they can afford until they have enough money to pay for it. Step number 9. Choose heroes, the power of the myth. Copying or emulating heroes is true power learning. We have the potential to be like our heroes, at least in part, if we look up to them, learn what they do and how they do it, and then put what we have learned into practice. Step number 10. Teach and you shall receive, the power of giving. I have found that the more I teach those who want to learn, the more I learn. If you want to learn about money, teach it to someone else. A torrent of new ideas and finer distinctions will come in. Thank you for watching the video. Please let me know in the comments the next book you want me to summarize. Also, if you want to listen to the full audiobook at Amazon Audible for free, I'm putting a link below.